Okay. So I guess we start with Abhishek. And the ones in review, I reviewed uh, the account import export stuff. I made some changes on it um, and left a comment for you for that. And as I mentioned, I think getting AC 3203 uh, is the
Yeah,
most
so
important right now. So,
yeah, I'm working on AC 3203. Once that is done, I'll work on fixing this, make, making the test for this, and then I'll update you.
okay. Was the implementation plan okay or clear
Yeah,
for
it's clear. So
3200? Okay.
I'm going through the code base which you shared. I'll fork it into the accumulate repo. I just need to see if I have that permission or not. So I'll just check.
Oh,
If I
okay.
don't have permission, I'll ask you to do the fork, and then I can change it in the code model.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that'll work. Um,
Okay.
so I guess I'm
Right.
next. Uh, let's see. As I mentioned, I modified some of the import export stuff. I tested that out extensively. Um, I made a few minor changes to that, so I'm pretty satisfied with it. Just need the unit test. Um, and let's see what else. Making some additional progress on the firmware. I got pulled into some other stuff yesterday, so I didn't make as much progress as I wanted. Um, but I should catch up on that today. Um, and let's see. So I guess the other news, I guess you've been talking about. I was a little bit late to the meeting, but uh, we attempted to add the validators yesterday to nodes that weren't fully synced. So um, we're kind of stalled right now on our testnet until the nodes catch up. While we're waiting on the validators to sync. Um,
Yeah, and did anyone send a message to the operator chat, or should I send a message to the operator chat?
yeah, I'll let you have the honors if you want to do it.
The honors
So
of bearing bad news.
yeah, well, it's not terrible news yet. So it's just hurry up and wait kind of thing. But I guess the key takeaway though is that make sure everybody has their nodes up and running and synced before we add them. So
Okay.
if everything's not fully synced, then bad things can happen.
I think we need to rely on snapshots to boot things up because this is taking a really long time.
Yeah, my back of the envelope estimates were it processes about 2 blocks a second. So, and we've only been running RC3 for a few days. So if we're only doing 2 a second, it's going to take 1 or 2 days to sync. It's going to just get worse from this point on. So sorry, I'm fighting a cold, so it may sound a little rough. Um,
No worries.
okay.
All right. Next up is Denny. Is Denny
All right.
here? Doesn't look like it.
Okay. Let's see who's next. Is it Ethan?
Ethan.
I was working on some SDK stuff, and then mostly just, dealing with testnet issues.
Testnet issues being related to the stalled network.
Yeah, that and poking around, debugging things. Need to finish the SDK stuff today, but yeah, my workload is lighter than it has been in the past.
That's good. So you have more time to, I guess, figure out how we onboard from a snapshot.
That is going to require somebody who has a running node running a command to get some information from the latest from the snapshots. But yeah, more or less.
Well, I'm running a node that's not quite up to date, if that helps.
Well, I think we need to run some commands on one of the. We need to update to a snapshot. We need to run a command on a server that is up to date to get a list of snapshots, and then you can configure the other, your node or other nodes to catch up to to use that snapshot.
Right. Well, I think we have some of those as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it also might be a command we can add to Acman or something like that, where it pulls the list or something and automatically uses one of those. So we can probably push that forward with Stuart. Okay, who's next? Are you anything more, Ethan? Or?
No, go ahead.
Okay, Jotten. I saw your message on Teams. I guess your main question was about what's the best way to proceed with the stress testing. All right.
Yeah, and also Ethan, if you can review the tasks, it would be great.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, for the stress testing right now, we can't use the test net because it's going to be down for the rest of the day probably. So I don't know if that was your plan going forward on that. What do you think you have left to do on that task?
Yeah, there are no clear directives as such. So that's what I wanted to confirm, like what info do we exactly need so that we can say that this task is completed. And
Okay, I know at least from some of our other testing, the things that I know we'd be interested in is when we do saturate the network and it goes into the healing mode, how fast does it heal? See if that stuff's been corrected or mitigated, to see how it performs under load. I know under certain load conditions, you'll get some of those error conditions that will present itself. So probably documenting those breaking points would be good.
okay.
Do you have anything else to add, Ethan, on that?
No.
Okay.
All right.
So we could talk a little bit more offline about that as well.
Sure, thanks.
Okay. All right. So who's next? Paul?
Mr. Paul Snow.
Yeah, I got sucked into patent work yesterday in a huge pile of meetings, so I didn't get much progress. I did. I think that I need to recruit somebody to help me with the accumulate integration because I'm just not up to speed with
Accumulate.
do that.
Accumulate integration of what?
The staking. So that's my big task, and I don't think it will take much. Maybe Ethan, if you and I could work together with it on that.
Yeah,
Integrate
just
your stuff.
message me or give me a call or something.
Okay.
I have a question about staking.
Yep.
With when the module is integrated, does that mean we will have delegated staking available for everyone?
Yeah, delegated staking is there.
Okay. And does
So
that employ a staking pool of some sort?
well, you delegate to one of the other parties that are staking. So we have you could delegate to one of the validators, or you could delegate to one of the staking validators, or you can pure stake. If there's a pure staker, you can delegate to them.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was wondering because Jason is working on a UI for the mobile wallet. So another question there. Are there any APIs for, or will there be any APIs for staking metrics or staking operations?
No, there's not APIs. You'd be able to run the staking app, and you could look at the reports it generates. So anybody can run the staking app. There's no APIs because the staking in for the protocol is going to interact with everyone via Accumulate itself. So you can write scripts that interact with the staking app in some sense.
Okay. Yeah, Antoine was wondering because
Go ahead.
we asked him to put like staking metrics page on the Explorer. So he's wondering if there's any APIs for that.
No, what he would need to do is run the staking app, which would scrape the data out of Accumulate and build reports, and he would just put reports up.
Okay.
But we can build tools. But let's just get the staking app running, and then we'll try to. We can greatly improve it over what I'm doing.
Okay. I'll just I'll let Anton know.
Okay. I think, is it who else we got? Sander. I know you've been making good progress on.
Oh, why is
the
Sander
ledger
not on
stuff.
here? Oh, he's back on the ledger, right?
Yeah, he's on the ledger board.
Yes. I worked some on the testing script today, and actually now I'm waiting until the signature signing actually works, so I can complete it and open the mouse press.
This is not only the revenue for these services, but the revenue we can optimize within this.
Okay, yeah, I should have something for you, an update for you on that today. So that should get you unstuck on the signing thing. And we also talked about also passing in the key name to the ledger too. So I'll make that modification for you.
Okay, I'll just put it after the chain code, then another length byte, and then the string.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that'll work. Okay. Does anybody have anything else?
Not at
If
the moment.
not,
No. Okay, and I don't see any other outside parties. So
I just put a
Yeah.
message into the operator chat. I quoted your ETA of 20 hours, Dennis. So,
okay. Yeah, that's worst case. The TFA node was also added, so that should be,
For example,
I don't know, 9 hours or 8 hours or something like that.
Seems
So,
really
I'll say
strange.
worst case CTA.
Once we get one of them unsynced, or one of them caught up, then the network should start moving again. Hopefully.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well,
Thanks, everybody.